What's going on, Sports Wars? This is Ryan with RK Outpost and GeeksandGamers.com, and just like we saw in the NFL a few weeks ago with Eric Bieniemy, when he didn't get a head coaching job and everyone was screaming racial discrimination before his offense took an absolute dump in the Super Bowl against Tom Brady, we're seeing the same thing in the NBA. After a white head coach was hired, you hear people screaming racial discrimination. Where's our representation? It is so tiresome. The same people who, anytime a coach is hired, all they do is look at their race and then get all outraged. And it's especially ridiculous when you consider that the person that did the hiring is also a minority. But these people can't understand that. All they want to do is look at the color of the skin and freak out. Shaking my head. Black coaches react to Wolves passing over David Vanterpool. Minnesota's decision to hire Raptors Chris Finch left many disappointed. Yes, many people who only see the color of people's skin and immediately think that they deserve a job because of that, it did leave them disappointed. Now, to be clear, I think that the job should go to the best person available. The best person for the job should get that job. And typically, that's what ownership groups want to do. That's what the people running an organization do. They want to win. It's not like they don't have black players on the team, but you think when it comes to coaches, for some reason, they make a distinction there. Absolutely insane. This comes from Undefeated, which the Undefeated is basically just a race baiting outlet. That's what they do. Black History Always is in their header right there. But let's go on. From Mark Spears, they're always moving the goalposts. These words are regularly spoken by aspiring and qualified black coaches and GMs whose vast experience has never been enough to land their coveted NBA dream job. Those words came up again when Minnesota Timberwolves opted to go outside the franchise to fill their head coach opening Sunday after Ryan Saunders was relieved of his duties following a loss to New York and dropping the record to a league worst 7-24. Rather than promote associate head coach David Vanterpool, who is black, the organization hired Toronto Raptors assistant coach Chris Finch, who is white. To be fair, Finch is qualified for the job. I'll stop. You should be done with your article, shouldn't you? Right there. He is qualified. But no, you're going to continue on. Pull all these quotes from all these anonymous black coaches who are too fearful to speak out, but still want to slander people and assume they're hiring based on race. What are we supposed to do? Coach in college? What more are we supposed to do? What is the blueprint? Said one longtime black NBA assistant coach to the Undefeated. Somebody help us, because clearly we don't know right now and it's not helping us. Vanterpool has a resume worthy of head coaching. A former player whose career spanned 12 years. He was an assistant coach with Portland, and he played a vital role in helping both Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. Well, both of those guys spoke out, of course. Damian Lillard says, "How the hell do you not hire David Vanterpool, and he's right there on the bench, been in the front office successfully and been in front of a bench and a winning team successfully, has also played a major role in development of dominant players." And he went on and on and on, speaking out about the injustice. And of course, CJ McCollum said, "Make it make sense," respectfully. Well, I will make it make sense in a little bit here, if you just let me do a little bit of digging. With 41 games remaining in the Wolves season, the immediate expectation was the team would promote Vanterpool on an interim basis to see if he was worthy on the full-time job. I will also say some interim head coaches have had some terrible experiences and never coached again after that, so maybe he's lucky. They go on and name a couple people who did be interim head coaches and then move on to being head coaches. There are currently 7 black NBA coaches among 30 teams in a league where 75% of the players are African American. Here is my question. What if I said, listen, there's just too many black people in the NBA. We need more white people, more representative of society as a whole. Maybe, would that be okay? What do you think the pushback would be? Of course fucking not. But they always want to make this argument only one way. Only that fits their narrative of people being oppressed in some way, shape, or form. Another black NBA head coach told the Undefeated, fire Ryan, hire Finch on the same day, pass over David Vanterpool. Crazy. Shaking my head. Another unnamed head coach. If you are a unnamed head coach putting this out there, you're a bitch. You are a fucking pussy. There's no other way about it. It's typical of the black coaching experience. They use your skill set during the difficult times, but when it's time to reward you with an opportunity, they always seem to find a reason not to and expect you to continue being a good soldier. Even Karl Anthony Towns, although he said, hey, I'm happy that Finch is getting the job, he did mention this. Men of color deserve to have a chance to get their opportunity, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the amazing work he's done. Congratulations, good job, David Vanterpool. They go on and list Finch's accomplishments, which are extremely numerous and date back longer than David Vanterpool's does. But more importantly, listen to this. In Houston, Finch worked under Rosas as the head coach of the G League. Finch led the Vipers to blah, blah, blah. So he has worked with this president of basketball operations before. I said Rosas. That is a minority. He is from Colombia. We have a Latino president of basketball operations that hired a white man, and evidently that's not okay. And it's really funny. It is really funny when you look at the makeup of the Minnesota Timberwolves, because Kendrick Perkins wanted to go ahead and say stupid things like this. Kendrick Perkins says, this is bigger than an African-American coach getting to pass over for another coaching position. It's about African-Americans being in the front office in a position of power to provide these opportunities. Of course, Kendrick Perkins saying, well, we need black people to hire black people. Very high IQ take from Kendrick Perkins. Take a look at this. Take a look at this front office. To his credit, the Wolves have hired the likes of Sanchin Gupta, who is Indian, as executive vice president, a black assistant general manager, Joe Brantz, a woman, Bree Brower, as president of communications and engagement during his tenure. So there is a very diverse front office, including an assistant GM who is black. Why didn't he had a position of power. Why didn't he do something, Kendrick Perkins? Maybe he thought it was the right decision too. I don't know. And he even gave a statement on this. As a minority leader, I take pride in assembling a diverse front office, coaching, and basketball operations staff. It's one of the first priorities when I took over the role of president of operations of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Well, you know what? Maybe that's your fucking problem. You shouldn't be hiring based on fucking diversity. You should be hiring based on who is the best for the job. I am talking about in every single walk of life, not just the NBA, not just sports, everywhere. You should hire who's best for the job, not because they have this thing that you think means they're oppressed. You should hire who the best for the job is. Bottom line, all the time. But no, it's all about equity now. Many people don't look beyond what they see on surface, but in reality, we've invested in and supported David Vanterpool, our minority staff, and all basketball operations personnel in a multitude of ways. I know there are more hurdles for minorities. I had to leap over those personally. That's why I put internal programs in place to help all our staff be prepared for the next step. I know David's day will come. We'll continue to do what we can to develop him. So even the first NBA Latino president who is playing victim, it's not enough for them. It's not enough that this is the man that gave a job to a white person, because it has to be a black man. Otherwise, we will literally riot. That's what's going on. You have the media coming out and attacking the Timberwolves. You have the players coming out and questioning, thinking it's because of the color of his skin, when in reality, maybe they just want to win some basketball games. Ridiculousness, but that's what the woke NBA and woke sports is all about now. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.